Welcome. In this playthrough of Dice Throne Adventures, we're going into Scenario 4 with the boss battle against the fallen gunslinger. So for our setup, our hero is going to start with 50. The boss is going to start with 75. Upgrade CP is 8, and starting CP is 2. So looking at his board, hope you haven't eaten because I'm about to fill you with lead. So he's got a hotshot ability, dealing a lot of damage and possibly knockdown, magic bullets for damage and more. Void shot gives him evasive and damage to us. King's bounty inflicts a bounty and undefendable damage. Small straight gun down with lots of damage. Death wager large straight, evasive, lots of damage. Coffin hunter inflict knockdown and undefendable damage. And his quicken defense, deal a damage. Then you and your attacker each roll a die. If your roll is greater, prevent half of that damage straight up. And barrage. And for his special abilities and his tokens, he's got evasive. When a player with this token receives damage, they may choose to spend it. If spent, roll a die. If the outcome is 1 or 2, no damage is received. Stack limit of 3. Knockdown. He'll put that on us. We need to spend 2 CP or we skip our offensive roll phase. And then bounty with a stack limit of 1. That's going to give him +1 attack and he gains a CP. And that's a persistent effect. So we'll go ahead and do his upgrade phase. We've got all of his upgrade cards. Give that a shuffle and see what he's going to get to start with. So magic bullet is going to be 1 CP. So let's see. So that's upping it from rolling 1 die to rolling 2. Then death wager 3. So he's going to roll 5 dice, gain 2 evasive tokens, and deal a lot more damage. So down to 5. Then magic bullet 3. So that's a difference of 1. So from those, dealing more damage. Ooh, potentially a lot more damage. Then the void shot 3. Which is going to be 2. Evasive. Instead of half the damage, it's all the damage from the die roll. And hopefully, lastly, Coffin Hunter. Yep, that's going to end it for him. So knockdown goes from 9 to 11 undefendable damage. So that is where he's starting at. So finishing up our setup, he gets 3 of the King's tokens. And they are still just successful on rolls of 4 to 6. And on the back, AI rolls, his evasive token is used if he would ever receive 4 more damage after resolving his defense ability. So we'll take his stack of cards and give them a shuffle. And then to set our character up. So for this session, I'm starting with 0 healing. So do the best I can, but I'm not expecting to compete with all that damage, but maybe the dice will be in my favor. And we'll take our stack of cards, give it a shuffle, and draw 4, and we will be ready to get going here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're starting with an Adrenaline Surge, Thick Skin 2, Try Again, and Crit Bash 2. So we get to start this. We'll gain a CP. Draw a card into a helping hand. I'm going to go ahead and use this and see what happens with that roll. So we did get the PAL, so we get to heal 2 and inflict concussion on a chosen opponent. And we can go up to 10 above our starting. So that means he'll skip their income phase and remove the token. Then we're going to play Thick Skin, which is going to add the, if we get 2 life symbols, we may also prevent 1 incoming status effect and allows us to roll 4 dice for our defense. That costs 3, so I'll go down to 0. And with that, we'll get started here. So we've got a 6. We'll just see what happens with our second roll. Not what I was hoping for. So we'll last roll, swap those out. We've got 4 swords, so dealing 6 damage. He'll get to defend. Rolling 1 die. So it looks like that 1 die is, he deals 1 damage, so we're down to 51. Then him and our opponent rolls, so I got a 3. If your roll is greater, prevent half the damage rounded up. So at 6 going in, he'll take 3. Down to 72. And we'll pass our turn. So no upkeep for his income phase. He's not going to gain a CP and won't draw a card, but since we need to know what his ability is going to be, we will at least flip 1. So he's going to roll for straights. And with this, he'll keep 2, 3, 4, and 5s and only keep 1 and 6 if it makes a small straight. So he's got a 2 and a 4. And a 3 and a 5. So small straight. So we're both going to roll a die. And he is better, which means if your roll is equal to or greater, dealing 10 damage. Ouch. We will defend. So he's got 10 coming in. We're going to heal for 4, and we'd prevent any status effects. So we're taking 6, down to 45. So back to our turn. Gain a CP. Draw into a 6-it. We're going to discard a card to get a CP. Then we're going to spend 2 to upgrade our crit bash. So it's going to up that from 7 undefendable damage to 5. And we're off to rolling. Again, we got a 6, so we'll see what we can get with that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going reckless, dealing 15 damage, and we'll receive 4 damage. So he's defending. We're going to take 1. We're each rolling a die. Let's see, we tied. So the roll is not greater, so he's taking the full damage. So he's down to 57. And we take 4 more. Down to 40. So the Gunslinger is going to gain a CP. Actually drawing a card, we're going to gain a health up to 41. Let's see, inflict knockdown on the active player. He can afford it. So we're going to have to spend 2 CP so we can get a roll phase next turn. And then the objective, give me a little bit more room there. Looking for 3 yellows and a red. And almost getting it there on the first roll. Definitely with the second roll. So that is gaining evasive. Deal 8 damage and roll a die. Add the value as damage. Great. 14 damage coming our way. This is probably going to be a quick game. So we will defend. Healing 4, so just taking 10. Down to 31. So for our turn, we gain a CP. Draw into get some. Then we'll discard a card for CP, spending 2 to get rid of knockdown. and see if we can get super lucky. Halfway to something decent. We'll go with that, so at least he doesn't roll a defense. So it's 4 undefendable damage. And like I said, whenever he would take 4 or more damage, he'll spin the evasive. So we roll that. If it's a 1 or 2, no damage is received. So no damage. So our turn is done. For him, a combat point. We gain a health up to 32. So you remove a random negative status effect from yourself and a positive effect from us. It's going to do nothing, so not going to spend anything. Looking for nothing but the white symbols. There's roll 1. And roll 2. So he's doing his hotshot ability, dealing 8 damage, and he does not have 4 of a kind, so we get to defend. Not blocking any, so down to 24. So for our turn, gain a CP, draw into Tippet, and our attack. Yeah, our healing's just not enough for the amount of damage he's putting out. We'll give one attempt there for a small straight. Not happening. All right. We did end up with a small straight, so that's 9 damage. And he's going to, well, deal 1 damage back to us. Then we tie. So he'll take 9 down to 48. Then for his turn, gaining a CP. We gain a CP. Going to have us eat lead, paying 1. He's going to roll 5 dice and add some more damage on this. And roll objective, 2 whites and 2 reds. First roll. Second roll. Third roll. So that is 7 damage. Then spinning a CP to roll 5. So he's got 11 damage coming at us. And we will defend and hope. So we heal 4, so taking 7 down to 16 health. Then for our turn, gain a CP. Not this time. We can prevent 6 damage. All right. Keep the PAL. Yeah, not looking good. We'll keep the 4, 5, 6 and roll these. Got the 3, so we do have a small straight at least. So 9 damage. He's going to deal 1 back to us. We're going to roll. We tied, so he's taking the full 9 damage. It's down to 39. And for his turn, up to 4, we get to draw 2 cards. Mighty Blow and a Head Bash. Then he's going to spin 4. The conclusion. So you change your 3 dice with the lowest value to 6. That's not good. Roll 1. Roll 2. Spending 4. Change your 3. All right, so all these are going to become 6s. Gains 3 evasive. Inflicts a bounty on us. And a knockdown. And 10 damage. So we are down to 5. So start of turn, gain a CP. Draw a card 1 more time. We're going to spend 2 CP to make our small straight a little better. Discard a card to take us up to 3. Oh yeah, spin 2 to get rid of knockdown. Pitch another card to take us up to 2. Then I guess we roll. See if we can do 39 before he does 5. Not a good start. A little better. Last roll. All right. So get to inflict stun. Then 7 undefendable damage, which means he's going to go evasive. And we're hoping for 3 or higher. Rolls a 1, defends, or takes no damage. So we'll remove stun and go again. So we've got a 2, 3, and 4. We'll keep that. All right, we got another 4. So we're going to play Tippet. It's going to cost us 1. Increase or decrease any die by the value of 1. So we'll make that a 5. So we got a small straight. 8 undefendable damage. He's going to try evasive. Takes no damage. So for his turn, 1 CP. We will gain 2 health up to 7. Can't afford it, so just looking for all reds. Roll 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to trigger the void shot, gaining an evasive, dealing 8 damage plus 2. So 10 damage coming our way. We get to defend. Oh, wait a second. Because of this, he did gain a CP, so it could have paid for that. Remove all positive stat effects from the... Yep, so he wouldn't have. So 8, 9, 10, 11 damage coming our way. We go to defend. We can say, not this time. Down to 0, prevents 6 of the incoming damage. So we take 5 down to 2 health. So for our turn, gain a CP. Draw a card. So wild, change the value of any one die. We'll pitch a card for CP. And if we can roll our crit bash 2 for the rest of the game, we have a chance. So roll 1. That's not a good chance. Roll 2. And our final roll. Oops. So we can at least do undefendable damage, which is 4, so he'll try to evade that. Not succeed, so actually taking 4, down to 35 health. And last turn coming up, I think. All right, gains 3 CP, up to 6. Then drawing another card. Spending 3, transfer all negative status effects from yourself to the other player. Not anything to do. We gain 2 CP. And looking for a straight. So I got 2, 4, 5. Won't keep the 6 because it doesn't make a straight. Same for the 1. Got a 3. All right, small straight. Rolling to see how much damage. It's going to be 10 damage coming our way. We defend. Even if we get nothing but hearts there, we lose. All right, 10 coming in. We heal 4, so 6 damage. And the fallen gunslinger has made us a fallen barbarian. So he made quick work out of us. So upon defeat, we get a level 6 boss loot. And that is going to be nat 20, hopefully, or 7. We get a common loot. So we shuffle up. And our common loot. Tome of Knowledge. So a chosen hero may search their deck for an ability upgrade card and put it into their hand, then shuffle their deck. All right, so that's our new gift that we put into our deck. So for our campaign log, we record a loss, so -10 on our sheet. We started with 0. Our next session will start with 3, which will still be against the Fallen Gunslinger. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Got to see the Gunslinger really stick it to the barbarian, so don't bring a sword to a gunfight for this session. So be sure to click on the like button below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.